Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the state-of-the-art 6.5-kilometer long tunnel built at a cost of 2,700 crore rupees in Sonamarg. This is an area as part of the 74 new tunnels across the country, totaling over 200 kilometers. We're talking about 273 kilometers in length. This extensive project designed to enhance the nation's highway infrastructure is projected, as far as the Prime Minister is concerned, saying that it will be Jammu and Kashmir that will become a hub of tunnels, bridges and ropeways. Radhika.
That's right. In fact, Prime Minister was speaking after inaugurating the newly constructed Z-Morh tunnel in Sonamarg, located in J&K. Prime Minister said that world is in awe after witnessing the marvelous engineering of the Chenab Bridge. So yes, as far as India is concerned, this is a big infrastructure boost by Modi government. The cost of ongoing tunnel project is about 40,000 crore. So rupees 1 crore investment in about 74 tunnels, which will give access to hilly and remote region. 74 tunnels to come up is what is expected, and it is expected to be completed by next few years. Let's go straight across to Nazir on this. Nazir, major infrastructure boost there, 74 new tunnels planned. Z-Morh tunnel is among the significant infrastructure marvels which are opened in J&K besides several others.
Yeah, exactly. And now all eyes are on this Zojila tunnel when that would be completed. I was talking to the officials of the Zojila tunnel, who are a construction company, and they are saying by the year this end, they would be able to achieve the breakthrough. It is India's longest road tunnel, which is more than 13 kilometers long, and it's expected to be completed by the end of next year. And once that is completed, that is going to be a game changer for the Ladakh region. It will get round the year connectivity. So besides that, there are a large number of tunnels which have been either completed or they are in the advanced stage of completion in Jammu and Kashmir, whether it is Srinagar-Jammu National Highway or there would be a Mughal road, there would be, this tunnel. There are at least 4 corridors between the valley and the Jammu which are being executed. So huge infra push when it comes to building roads, and also we're waiting for the inauguration of the railway, which will finally connect Kashmir with the rest of the country. So the trial runs have already been completed. It is expected that the Prime Minister may inaugurate it anytime later this month. So this tunnel you were talking about, Zojila tunnel, it is a huge tunnel. It will come up at a cost of 6,800 crores. Earlier, its cost was something like 12,000 crores. So it is something the government is trying to ensure that there is round the year connectivity for the Ladakh and the valley as well.
Right. Thank you so much, Nazir, for joining us with those details. To get to know more on this, we have Bhavreen Kandhari, environmentalist, joining us. We also have Vaibhav Dange, public policy expert, joining us. Over to Vaibhav first. Vaibhav, take us through a very ambitious project there of 74 tunnels. We're talking about a price tag that's coming about of just this, recently launched tunnel of 6.5 kilometers, which has come at a cost of 2,700 crore rupees. And here we're talking about a total of 273 kilometers in length. As far as these 74 new tunnels are concerned, this is of course part of that. What lessons have we learned from the past in order to ensure the safety and the implementation of, the state-of-the-art technology when it comes to these tunnels?
Absolutely. In fact, the entire Himalayan region is expecting more than 74 tunnels, spanning, as you said, for more than 275 kilometers of length. These tunnels mostly in Jammu, Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, and even in the eastern part of India, Himalayan region of the eastern part of India. In fact, the recently opened Z-Morh tunnel is an state-of-art tunnel which has been built, which has not only opened up the opportunity for connectivity with this region, but it has also built a lot of capabilities within Indian engineering capabilities. For example, this is the first tunnel which has used modern technology, which has used entire mud that has been dug out of the tunnel for aggregate, sand, and other. So it's a recycle of the entire material, which also has its own positive impact on the environment. And looking at the fragile region in the Himalayan terrain and the need of our connectivity in the Himalayan terrain, tunnels are the only possible technological solutions which will solve this challenge of connectivity 24/7. We have seen post Kargil there has been tremendous amount of money spent on storages and connectivity for the our strategic purposes. And with this 24/7 connectivity coming from whether it is Z-Morh tunnel, Zojila tunnel, between Jammu, Srinagar and Ladakh there are 33 tunnels planned. Out of these, I think 17 are completed and around 18 are under construction. So this entire range of tunnels that are being built, whether it starts with Chenani Nashri, Ramban Manihal, then Z-Morh, then Zojila. On the Himalayan side, after the Atal tunnel, there is Barchala tunnel being planned. There are tunnels planned at Tangtangla. Then further, down so the entire Lahul Spiti area. So looking at the fragile terrain there, tunnel is the only engineering solution which can ensure there is a 24/7, 365-day connectivity, not only for people of the Ladakh and people of that difficult region, but also for our strategic needs. And therefore, it also saves a lot of resources for a country in storages, defense purposes, providing connectivity. For example, Z-Morh alone, that Gagangir, 6 months, entire population comes down towards Srinagar, for a livelihood. With this tunnel happening, this population need not come down to Srinagar. They can stay in Gagangir, Sonamarg, and they can earn their livelihood there. So, these are social and other impacts that has happened. With number of tunnels, so much number of tunnels happening, lot of capability within also is being developed, which will also is helping ensure that environment friendly construction happens in this entire region, because that is also another important.
For that, let's go to Bhavreen Kandari, who will perhaps take us through the environmental impact. Of course, sir, you spoke about how it will help remote and hilly regions. Bhavreen, what are the potential ecological risks of constructing tunnels in several of these regions, especially sensitive regions? What kind of environmental impact assessment should be carried out for this massive project?
Absolutely. It's very, very important to keep in mind the sensitive mountain zones and these various, areas, as much as, of course, Vaibhav has much more knowledge and he named a lot of areas. And he also says that it requires careful consideration, of various environmental impacts, but obviously that doesn't happen. I mean, I'd like to even point out, from before, like when we try to bring in community in the front and say that it's benefiting them, and then you lose the complete towns, like in Uttarakhand, what happened to Joshimath, etc. So those are the kind of decisions that need to be checked, and because there is, without any, adequate environmental safeguards, the short-term benefits of these projects, could be outweighed by these long-last negative effects on both, nature and communities. And that is what needs to be measured along with, the various studies and the harmful effects. We are talking about mining and extensive excavation of, soil, etc. So that is, itself speaks, even on a smaller areas, when you are doing construction, there's huge amount of devastation. Now, these processes are huge. There's a huge amount of pollution. There's huge amount of deforestation. There's huge amount of water gets polluted. So all these various levels of pollution need to be studied. The road building, the hydropower projects, it could be tunnels, everything, anything that is being done. So, in fact, you mentioned the Zojila tunnel, and something that is very evident, its impact on the very fragile terrain there on the Zojila Pass, and that was a big worry and concern for the residents there, etc. But of course, at that time also, the community was brought in the front and said that this will help the community, but really it doesn't, when people have to leave their homes and dump everything and start a new life somewhere in a a small room that just has no value. And of course, the human life and the wildlife and the deforestation, like I said, they have that you cannot put a value to that. So therefore, all the various assessment and has to be with it has to be strong. It has to be done very very. Humanly, very differently than because these are the eco-sensitive zones, and of course these infrastructure projects are meant or intended to improve connectivity and various such economic development and those kind of models. But nothing precedes human life there, or communities that really pay the real price of these disasters post all this interference with nature.